First day in the cool practice room right here. Gotta go back and film some content, but gotta get my config and everything set up before we do that.
Now, looking at complexity as a team, the switch to nothing kind of came out of left field. I didn't expect that one when they started picking him up.
If you look at the changes, bringing in nothing, rickeh, who's experienced as well, they wanted guys who are going to be good long-term, who can pass on knowledge, and I mean, Jordan's the perfect guy for that.
Joining this roster with Stan, ShahZam and Rory, we're looking to cause a big scene this year, so hopefully things go well at the beginning. This is our first tournament and I'm looking forward to it.
My thoughts on rickeh joining the team was that it's pretty cool. We always kind of laughed when we played against rickeh because he was either like rushing through smokes with a rifle or playing a spot with an off. So a super versatile player, and I was pleasantly surprised to see his attitude. They are not quite ready here, but we're getting ready to play. I mean, I've come from a long line of playing at tournaments that are not super professional back in the day. A little unfortunate. Our job is to focus on the game. Once we go live, that's all we can do.
They want us to use the helicopter.
What were you going to ask when the big boss going to come down?
Unfortunately, our game got delayed by like 5 hours, I think. A few of the things that came up were kind of out of their control. And you got to feel bad for all the fans. You know, there were fans that came there early in the morning and waited like 4 or 5 hours just to watch our game, you know?
This game, I mean, against Astralis that they have, I mean, just talking about the two teams going head-to-head, this is going to be a real big test, especially for the new roster coming in, and I don't think it's going to go very well.
You know, the Astralis game ended up being on Dust 2, and personally I felt pretty confident on Dust 2.
The pistol rounds, I think, were one of the unluckiest teams ever, but in the first pistol round, the admins didn't even know that we went live. We revealed our strat because we threw smokes, and then they called it off. We had to redo it, and they knew our strat already because it involved smokes. So we changed our pistol, and then the second pistol round's live, and Jordan's PC lagged out, and there was no admin behind us to pause.
I lagged out on the pistol round as in the beginning. 2 of my teammates died though, right as I was like getting the admin's attention, so we probably should have had the round restart, but we didn't.
We actually played them pretty close at the start. We had a few rounds where they had one alive. We kept their money pretty low early on, but we just never really got rolling.
If you look back at the match, even though it was just a stomp 16-3, I could say a good 7 or 8 rounds were them only having 1 or 2 guys alive. So they were close rounds in the end, but yeah, a little bit of better spacing and trading would have made it a different scoreline. You know, it felt like some of the ideas we had on T-side were good, but we hesitated. Our spacing was pretty poor, and you know, we didn't really come in there playing with confidence.
I'm not saying that if our scaling was better, we would have won the game, but it didn't feel like a 16-3. Basically, we realized what we did and we fixed it for the next game. But in best of ones, unfortunately, it's just straight up. If you don't fix it before the game, then that's going to be a scoreline like that.
The calls are good. You don't want that cat exec. Can we just molly rail or spawn and stop dropping?
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Anything that could have possibly went wrong from setup till in the match to completion did, and now it's done.
After that match, you know, sometimes when you lose big, it has a big psychological effect. But in this one, our expectations went really blown away. Pretty easy to reset after that. Definitely felt like our tournament started right after that, before the Fnatic, going into the Fnatic game.
We had about 2 hours worth of break time until our Fnatic match. Everybody was having good conversations. The team was in a good vibe rolling back to the venue to play Fnatic.
Both these teams are coming in. They're both into the loser side of things. So now they're going head-to-head. Loser gone.
Going up against Fnatic, we got trained. We were pretty confident, actually. We saw them play Cloud9 and kind of lose their footing a little bit and go down. First half went well. We lost pistol. We didn't have much luck with pistol around this tournament.
CT side was 10-5, but it actually could have been way better.
10-5 was kind of worst case scenario considering how we played. We threw a few rounds away on CT, but overall 10-5, couldn't really ask for much more.
Complexity, they're going to feel pretty good, you know, 10-5 off, and it wasn't just a 10-5 off, it's like the way that it was a 10-5 off. Everyone was fragging, the team play was coming together, they're definitely in the zone.
T side, we blew the pistol with some missed nades.
So what happened in the pistol, not to make excuses, but a jump bind on Peter actually stopped working on his config.
That is an interesting smoke. Does that bleed through the wall? No, that's just I think that's a flood smoke possibly.
Again, I didn't know what's going on with pistols. Stanislaw Peters' jump bind. he just hits it, and he's never, I don't know, he said it's never happened before, of course, at this event.
My smoke that would have landed would have covered the right side of the bomb train, so so the ladder guys that were coming out could just scale up easier without getting long range fought by USPs.
And right when we come out ladder, sure enough, no smoke, and they just kind of have a shooting gallery on deep angles. It's hard against USP, so we got owned.
I think our ladder control was kind of like the weak point there. They were really abusing us by having their ladder control, and we weren't doing a whole lot about it.
Me and Peter talked about it's something that we missed out on because our team coming out from T-Mid and Ivy, and we didn't have the ladder crunch, so there'd always be a guy in ladder ready to trade the T-Mid guys and stuff.
rickeh not even willing to unscope, takes one to the face. Exist comes up from underneath, and that's going to be the end.
But that last match, we can honestly say we lost it ourselves. We didn't get outplayed, we didn't get or anything. We got kind of unlucky starting with the pistol, and then that just slowed our T-side down momentum right away. We had so much momentum going into the second half, and then my jump by just breaks.
You know, this is a new roster. It was cool that we got that match experience as a team, and we went through the struggle, I guess. Because then we've got E-League, which has, you know, always been a really well-run tournament, and it'll be another good test for us to see where we're at and where we can progress.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the E-League CSGO Invitational. We're here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Here we go, Big versus Complexity, map 1 here at the E-League Invitational.
We didn't play well on Cash versus Big. Overpass looked good, the comeback was real, but we just got too slow of start.
The dephh picks the time to peek. Oh, they line up! It's the worst possible thing that could have happened for Big, and Complexity stay alive thanks to dephh.
We know that our game's riddled with mistakes right now. It seems like a lot of us are trying to do too much and not put too much trust in our teammates right now. So we're really focused on just whittling down the mistakes.
I don't know what happened. We went from 5-0 and I don't know what happened.
On Cash, we had a decent start, and then we just completely lost out because I guess we just got complacent right away, where in reality, if you're up 5-0, you should probably play a little bit safer so you don't kind of blow your lead right away.
And you're like, oh yeah, I think it's still B. I got your shirt, They smoked it, so they can cross.
You know, obviously no one's proud of a loss, you know, but what you're proud of is the way they handle the loss, the way they come back and watch both games and then have an intelligent, mature Counter-Strike discussion and, you know, try and make a really nice effort to fix mistakes for the next day.
It is our countdown to game time. We're going to have FaZe, Complexity going toe-to-toe against one another.
I'm proud of the way we play Train. Train traditionally has been a horrible map for us on the T side. There was a moment in the game today where we had a real good chance of coming back and winning.
deph's seen him now, he's got to go to the right. Oh, massive headshot from dephh. He took a risk with the jump, and he has saved Complexity.
I'm really glad we participated in both iBuyPower and this tournament and lost. And the reason is, by coming out, actually not having any success early, moving into the boot camp, I think it's going to create a seriousness within the team to improve.
We came out of E-League and we realized that maybe some positions we'll have to change, so we need a little bit of a change in where people are playing. I think it's one of those things you can't figure out straight away.
This is one of those rosters where I feel like if it comes together, if it gels properly the way they want it to, could become very, very dangerous. But getting to that point is going to be the difficult part, and you have some very intriguing players. I think dephh is pretty underrated. Stanislaw and Jordan can do a lot of damage. ShahZam playing some of the best in his career, and the biggest X factor can be rickeh. If he can find his comfort zone, he can be an incredible player as well.
Well, we're headed to Germany for the boot camp. It's very close quarters, so there's definitely going to be a whole lot of team bonding going on, I guess.
It's almost like an Airbnb together, so we're going to be theory crafting, talking about CS, spending time together, kind of getting that team morale up.
It's going to be a grueling 9 days. We're going to be playing a lot of good teams and making sure we're super consistent coming up into the major.
We're excited to just grind as a team, you know, get some very, very high quality scrims. You don't really have any distractions. You're there for a purpose and one purpose only, and that is to improve as a team. Really just live, breathe, and dream CS.